So yeah, hello my wonderful people. Today we are gonna be doing some image modification or manipulation on the computer, and the picture you see over here is an overexposed photograph that I took on my camera. I took this by like rotating my wrist at like high speed, when I took the photograph. And this photograph over here, this one I took through my designer jacket that was made out of corduroy, and these lines over here are the sun that like comes filtering through the jacket, and this one is my shirt, I think, this color. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna do a layered approach over here, because if you look at this photograph compared to this one, they have a different kind of movement in them. And I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna use a third photograph that has something like this, that goes like this, and I'm going to layer these on top of each other. But this is a really experimental way of doing art that I don't have much experience with, because I have done usually the art that you have seen on my channel just with one photograph. For example, if we make this really black, we get this stylish type of like blue, that could even be like a finished piece over there. But the challenge in this kind of art making is that you have to really understand composition and lines and all the stuff that comes from painting. I have 5 years of art making behind me, so you're bound to get so many pictures. I had like maybe 400 pictures, and you have to kind of see the gold out of the rubble, so to say, if you want to make this kind of stuff. And now we have that picture so like strong, we can take this other picture and put it over here. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna make a whole different kind of like color scheme on this layer, so they kind of play into each other. I'm thinking something, well, green might be interesting, but it's kind of maybe too boring. This one I like maybe more. This one looks so freaking weird. Like the reddish color over there doesn't really work. Maybe the green one is it's the safe option, but it doesn't look that interesting, so I'm going to go with something like that. We are just, starting out over here, and we're gonna put some contrast in this layer and add some black in it, and that starts to look pretty interesting. But as I said, we need something over here, and we have the highlights over here. I changed the program into English language. I use this program on the internet called Pixlr, and it's a nice program, that you get all kinds of filters. And if you do this kind of thing, you're not trying to make digital art out of scratch, then this program is really, I think, I like it a lot. And now I'm gonna find a third photograph. So this is my third photograph over here, and I flipped the thing, it wasn't this orientation at first, but I feel that this photograph, when we look at it, when we make this transparent, it has this line going like this, and this one is kind of reverse, and then we have like this photograph. So I feel that if we take this photograph and kind of like play the layers, so this one is like opaque and this one is transparent, so if we take this one to the most upper layer and kind of like make it even more transparent, then we get this pretty nice shape over here. And we're gonna like maybe, oh, this is getting like pretty hard, this is getting pretty challenging. Okay, we're gonna do it like that, but we're gonna change the layer that the picture is on. If we make this layer a bit more transparent, I'm still not getting what I'm really seeking, you know, over here. That picture is kind of good, but it doesn't. This one we're gonna save this thing. This one is really kind of weird, you know. As a whole, this picture is kind of, you know, it's pretty weird, you know. You could make it more kind of like that, then you could bring those things forth, you know, like more or less, and you can make it more black like that. And if we like adjust this layer over here, it starts to look something out of maybe some animals, you know, that what do you call those? Like those patterns on the animals, you know, you see like on leopards and that kind of stuff. And then we have all the layers like right now that are like transparent. So if we put this layer like at the bottom, and then we take the opacity out of the layer like this, then we get a really interesting you know, color over here like this. And I like that. I like what we have over here. I like that, but I want something going on over here in this corner. So I'm going to find a picture that will kind of complete this. Okay, so here's another picture, and this picture has a lot going on in that corner. So I feel that if we make few adjustments over here to the exposure and to the contrast, we're gonna make it even more, you know, pop, and make it like that, make it even maybe like that. That's good on its own, you know. It looks kind of like it brings to mind some like cyber angel type stuff, and who knows. But it's interesting, and because we have it saved, you know, we can come back to it later, like that's pretty over the top. And that's a forest picture, you know. You would never guess. You would never guess. But you know, now that we take this this layer like this, we might put this layer somewhere, some place like that. And I think that we really have to be working with this picture did it really look like this? Yeah, we have to be working with this picture like maybe this way, and get some happening in this corner. Get something to happen in this corner like this, and then we're gonna zoom it a bit. Could we have this kind of like diagonal line over here? Would it be stylish? I don't think so. I'm just thinking about the lines in this picture and the rotation that they go in, and if this one will actually work. I don't know. That's not so good, you know. We have to probably, I actually like this picture at this point also. I'm thinking about maybe like introducing some kind of, you know, this kind of stuff that like makes it more, gives this shadow in the corners. But it's kind of out of balance, you know, and I don't like that about it. So I'm going to put the whole picture next into this program and try to figure something out. Okay, so this is something I have never done before, but I have the same picture over here. I think I'm gonna flip it like this, because you see those like lines, how they're kind of like a spiral, and I'm gonna flip it like that, and I'm going to make this layer like this. We're gonna see how how this would look. And then we're gonna modify this layer, and we're gonna try to bring it forth, you know. We're gonna try to bring those two like together. And it's kind of a picture that you can make this rainbow color, and if we really emphasize the blue in this one like this, oh no, or no, like we want to make it maybe like bit, well, it's pretty good like just like that, you know. And we make it maybe like this, and try to make it more black, and then I lay some white and highlights, you know. You tend to get kind of this, the color starts to get pretty blurry, and I don't like that. But we take this whole thing and we still have the same problem, you know, we still have the same problem in the like the upper right corner, you know, the picture. The composition is just not right, you know. Like that it looks interestingly cool. There's something good about this, but at the same time it's kind of, you know, it's just, you know, like when we go back and just look at this, when we go back and just look at this picture over here, I think it's really good. So we're gonna just fly with this one. We're gonna just fly with this and try to make it more, try to just make the picture like kind of work. But the problem with like art in general is that when you get a picture that kind of is compositionally not good, you can't really change anything about it and make it work. It's just not gonna work. Some of you might think that this is pretty good at this point already, but I just feel that, you know, it could be so much better. But with those colors, you know, the thing looks pretty interesting. I like that one. That's not my best, you know, art ever, but you know, it's interesting. It has really a fresh color scheme, you know. And if we like think about how I made the thing, it was two photographs, or yeah, two photographs layered on top of each other. And yeah, that's an interesting color scheme, at least, you know, there's something good in it. So now I might show you the phases or the steps that I took to go through that picture here in the full screen. This was the overexposed first picture. We adjusted the contrast, and then we added this layer, and then this has some transparency in it. The final layer in the picture has to be opaque, so you don't get this kind of checkmark thing, you know, like this. And then we played around with this picture. We ended up with this. I think this is a great art piece in itself. It's not maybe so finished, but it's great. And then we found this. We tried this layer. We tried this one. That's pretty interesting. Then we went onto this, and yeah, that's our final picture. And it's a fresh one. If you would want to use this as a like a desktop wallpaper, you would like maybe use your icons over here, and it would balance the thing out, and maybe put a signature over here, that kind of stuff. I'm thinking about signing these actually, so if I find at some point, you know, someone sharing this online, I get some credit and some kind of linkage to my stuff through that way. So thanks for watching.